Hey, what's up, everybody? I just finished my Horror Pack unboxing Blu-ray, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out. This is my second video for today. Got some pickups here, a couple of them. The first couple I got here, I picked up at Walmart. Got 7, and it says, "What's in the box?" Of course, the best line from the movie. And then there's the... I was hoping I get less reflection with the light on, or off. But anyway, so there's 7 there. They had movies at Walmart with like quotable sayings from each movie on there. And on the back it says, "A dark gripping thriller, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman starring a searing psychological thriller about 2 detectives on a trail of a vicious serial killer who chooses his victims according to the 7 deadly sins." This riveting classic also stars Academy Award winner Gwyneth Paltrow and is directed by David Fincher. Panic Room and Fight Club. Special features include 4 commentaries, additional and extended scenes, alternate endings, exploration of the opening title sequence from multiple video angles, production design, the notebooks, full motion video details of John Doe's writings. Mastering home theater includes alternate angles with original and remastered audio. So a bunch of features on there. Let me turn this here and see if... still kind of reflecting, but... And then the second one, here's Johnny, The Shining. And then it's got the cover there, so the slip cover is different. And the first epic horror film, think of the greatest terror imaginable. Is a monstrous alien a lethal epidemic? Or, as in the harrowing masterpiece from Stanley Kubrick, is it fear of murder by someone who should love and protect you, a member of your own family? From a script he co-adapted from the Stephen King novel, Kubrick melds vivid performances, menacing settings, dreamlike tracking shots, and shock after shock into a milestone of the macabre. In a signature role, Jack Nicholson plays Jack Torrance, who's come to the elegant, isolated Overlook Hotel as off-season caretaker with his wife, Shelley Duvall, and son, Danny Lloyd. Torrance has never been here before, or has he? The answer lies in a ghostly time warp of madness and murder. And it's got some special features on there, commentary, and a documentary, The Making of The Shining. The next 2 I went ahead and I got off Amazon. This is from the Veteran Video Collector Series, Waxwork 1 and 2. And then it had both covers flipped, but that's the one I chose from the first one. Veteran Video has been a leader in providing the most unique and wide-ranging selection of films. We honor the spirit of Veteran Video by presenting the Veteran Video Collector Series, a line of classic genre films newly remastered and a wealth of supplementary features. For Waxwork, it says, "Inside the Wax Museum, a group of teenagers are at the hauntingly lifelike wax displays of Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and other charter members of the Horror Hall of Fame. Each display is perfectly grotesque, yet each is missing one thing: a victim. Admission to the waxwork was free, but now they may pay with their lives. One by one, students are drawn into the settings as objects of bloodthirsty creatures. They are now part of the permanent collection." Audio commentary with Zach Galligan. Theatrical trailer, still gallery, featurettes, The Waxwork Chronicles, Parts 1 through 6 vintage, and making of featurette. And it's the unrated version, came out in 1988. Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. Having escaped the fiery destruction of the original Waxwork, Mark, Zach Galligan, and Sarah face another grueling ordeal in Waxwork 2, Lost in Time, when Sarah is accused of murdering her stepfather. Fleeing through the doors of time in a desperate search for proof of her innocence, the 2 lovers find themselves caught in the eternally recurring battle between good and evil. Together they must stop one of the most powerful and demonic figures of all time, Lord Scarbius. I'm probably saying it wrong, and it's been forever since I've watched it. And that one came out in 1991. Next one, which I've seen, I've been wanting, and it may have some extra stuff I haven't seen. This is the director's cut of 100 Tears. I was hoping to get less of a reflection. There we go. Everyone Loathes the Clown. It's the extended director's cut, Unearthed Films. Available for the first time with never-before seen gore and added extra footage. 100 Tears, the underground cult favorite, can be seen for the first time as the director intended. After being accused of crimes he did not commit, a lonely circus performer exacts his revenge on those who unjustly condemn him. The act sparks something inside of him which he cannot stop, and now years later his inner demons have truly surfaced. Part urban legend, part tabloid sensation, he is now an unstoppable, murderous juggernaut fueled only by hate. Going to the circus will never be the same. And the extras include making of 100 Tears, original behind the scenes, new behind the scenes, outtakes, audio commentary, and the reversible cover, which I had switched to that one. If you want to see and that was the reversible art right there, which I kind of like this one better because it's got the body at the bottom. Now, the rest of these I got from the summer sale of Scream Factory. First one here, we got the Poughkeepsie Tapes Blu-ray DVD combo. Poughkeepsie, however you want to say that. From the filmmakers who brought you Quarantine and As Above, So Below comes a descent into the twisted crimes of a serial killer. Throughout the 1990s, a serial killer terrorized upstate New York. After a decade-long crime spree conducted largely under the radar of law enforcement, the killer left behind the most disturbing collection of evidence homicide detectives had ever seen. Hundreds of homemade videotapes that chronicled the stalking, abduction, murder, and disposal of his victims. The Poughkeepsie Tapes examines these horrific tapes at length, what they reveal about the killer, why they were made, and how the FBI profilers have used them to better understand violent psychopathic behavior. The Poughkeepsie Tapes combines interviews surrounding the devastating impact of the Water Street Butcher with shocking footage from the tapes themselves. Special features, there's new interviews with writer and director, and actress Stacy Chbosky, producer Drew Dowdle, and Eric Dowdle, the writer. So, Poughkeepsie Tapes. Next one, we got Stephen King's Misery. And there's the reverse cover there. Special features include a 4K restoration, the original film elements, new interview, special makeup effects with Greg Nicotero, audio commentary with Rob Reiner, diagnosing Annie Wilkes, advice for stock, featurette, profile of a stalker, celebrity stalkers featurette, anti-stalking laws featurette, and trailers. Stephen King White Knuckler Leonard Maltin says, novelist Paul Sheldon doesn't remember the blinding blizzard that sent his car spinning off the road, but he will never forget Annie Wilkes. James Caan, Academy Award winner Kathy Bates, star in the bone-shattering thriller Misery, adapted from the novel by Stephen King. As Paul recuperates from his injuries in the secluded cabin of his benefactor, Annie, he begins to discover that beneath the seemingly kind and naive exterior of his self-described #1 fan lurks a mind that is cunning, unhinged, and bent on keeping her favorite writer as her personal prisoner for the rest of her cockadoodie life. Then we got the collector's edition of Dawn of the Dead. Reverse cover there. Bloody good fun, Ebert and Roper, heart-pounding action, and bone-chilling thrills power the edgy and frightening remake of George A. Romero's apocalyptic horror classic Dawn of the Dead. From visionary filmmaker Zack Snyder, 300, Watchmen, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. This pulse-pounding Joldathon stars Vin Rames, Sarah Paulius, Jake Weber, and Mekhi Phifer, and Ty Burrell. The world is in danger with a mysterious virus, turns people into mindless flesh-eating zombies. In a mall in the Heartland, a handful of survivors wage a desperate last-stand battle to stay alive and human. It's got the theatrical version and unrated version, new behind-the-scenes footage, deleted scenes, commentary, theatrical trailer, all that good stuff. And of course, having that one, I had to get collector's edition of Land of the Dead. And this one says, a thrilling, disturbing commentary on a man-eat-man world. Legendary filmmaker George A. Romero returns to unleash another chapter in his zombie series. In this new tale of terror, Romero creates a harrowing vision of modern-day world where the walking dead roam a vast, uninhabited wasteland and the living try to lead normal lives behind the high walls of a fortified city. A new society has been built by a band of ruthless opportunists who live in a luxury in the tower of a skyscraper high above the less fortunate citizens who must eke out a hard life on the streets below. With the survival of the city at stake, a group of mercenaries is called into action to protect the living from the evolving army of the dead waiting outside the city walls. Land of the Dead features a cast of great actors, including Dennis Hopper, Simon Baker, and John Leguizamo. So it's got Chloe's Reckoning, cast interviews, behind the scenes, Dream of the Dead director's cut with optional commentary, deleted footage, and theatrical trailer. And then American Gothic, a new tale of terror from the director of The Legend of Hell House and The Incubus. When 6 young friends fly off a weekend getaway and suddenly find themselves with engine trouble, they have no choice but to land on a remote Pacific island. Looking for shelter, they are grateful when they meet Ma and Pa and their children, an eccentric family living in the backwoods as his life is still 1920s. But what begins as a simple old-school hospitality becomes a terrifying race for survival when one by one the friends start disappearing and dying horrible deaths. Fleeing the outside world, many years ago, the family has created an island domain where all strangers are sinners and the killing has never stopped. It's got an interview with composer Alan Parker and theatrical trailer. And I don't think it had a reverse cover. No, but it did have a little minor spoiler alert, but a really cool death scene there. Was stabbed. So, and the last one, also from Scream Factory, and actually last one in general. I still haven't gotten the first one. I have the first one on DVD, but I went ahead and got the second one because it was on sale. We got Teen Wolf 2 with Jason Bateman. High school was easy, but college is a whole different animal. Jason Bateman, Horrible Bosses, stars as Todd Howard, a Hamilton University freshman with a full athletic scholarship. Only Todd has no idea why, since he's far more interested in veterinary medicine than sports. But his boxing coach, Bobby Finstock, is very familiar with the Howard family's secret, and he's hoping he can use it to his advantage. When the whole school, including Todd, finds out that he's a werewolf with supernatural abilities, Todd's popularity skyrockets and he becomes a big wolf on campus. But is his fame a gift or a curse? And can he keep it from getting in the way of relationship as he has with his best friends and girlfriend? Perhaps a little guidance from his professor, who has a secret of her own, may help Todd learn the biggest lesson of all. New features: Working with the Wolf, an interview with director Christopher Leach, whatever. Otherworldly, an interview with co-star Kim Darby. A Man of Great Styles, an interview with co-star Stuart Franklin. Nerdy Girl Saves the Day, an interview with co-star S.D. Chandler. And A Wolf in 80s Clothing, interviews about the costume designer and still gallery. That's the last one there, and it did. I was surprised because usually it's just when it first comes out. They went ahead and sent a poster with it. Okay, there should be a poster. Are you serious? Okay, the poster's not in there. I wonder if it was in the box. That is really weird. I'll be right back because I set the box out, but that makes no sense why they wouldn't have the poster in there. Yeah, here's the box they sent it in. And, okay, well, I totally got gypped off with the poster there. So that sucks. I mean, at least the movie I got was discounted. but I don't understand why there's no poster in it. So I don't have a poster to show you. That'll be the end of this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.